Good evening. My name is Ian Rice. This is December the 4th, and this video will serve as my practical assessment portion for FTT104 Week 2. This is going to be a field stripping video. So before we start, let's identify the firearm. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the Rock Island Armory VR80 semi-automatic 12-gauge shotgun, produced by Brea Firearms and imported by Rock Island. All right, now to clear this weapon, we're first going to load, or rather remove the magazine, or drum in this case. Pull the charging handle to the rear, make sure the weapon's on safe, and we're going to visually inspect and ensure that there are no live rounds present in this weapon. All right, now to conduct a functions check, we're going to go ahead and let that bolt slide forward. We're going to place the weapon on fire. We're going to depress the trigger. Now, maintaining the trigger in a depressed position, we're going to charge that weapon one more time. Slowly release the trigger and wait for a click. All right, that's the functions check. I'm going to go ahead and place this weapon back on safe, and let's field strip this. All right, so for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be conducting a field strip in kind of a vertical format because I can't record face down for some reason. So, look at this. All right, the very first piece to come off this weapon is going to be this barrel shroud. All right, now the barrel shroud is very simply removed in an unscrewing fashion. Now once removed, we go ahead and set that aside. That has completely freed this handguard, allowing us to expose the gas operating system. Now, in order to remove this gas operating system, we're actually going to have to charge this weapon to the rear. All right, that's going to loosen everything up right here. Well, the first step we're going to do is removing this gas block retention nut, freeing the gas block to come down and expose the gas rings. Gas rings come off and are set aside. Gas block then follows, as well as the gas piston and the slide extension. All right, that is our entire gas operating assembly. Okay. Now, this weapon connects the upper and lower receivers via a set of push pins, very similar to the AR platform weapons. All right, in order to access these push pins, we're going to go ahead and let that bolt come to the forefront of the weapon. We're going to go ahead and take the tension off that spring, okay? All right, return the weapon back to safe. So in order to separate these, we're going to go ahead and push these bolts, or pins rather. Once we've pushed those, the upper and lower receivers should come right apart. Okay. So, in the traditional sense of the word, this weapon is now field stripped. As due to an interesting design component, this bolt cannot be removed from the rear of the weapon. Now, for the purpose of showing you the breakdown, we're going to go ahead and pull this barrel. Now, this is not something you would usually do in a field stripping environment. However, I'm going to be able to show you how to get to that bolt. So, right here at the base of the barrel, there's a set of set retaining screws. I'm going to go ahead and pull one, followed by loosening the second. All right, and that barrel comes right off there. Once you've done that, take your upper assembly and the bolt and bolt carrier slide come right off the front. Now that is the full breakdown or field strip of the weapon. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble it for you, placing the bolt back on the carrier. We're going to return that to the upper assembly. We're going to go ahead and replace this barrel here. All right. Tighten this first set screw back up. If I can get a bite, there we go. All right, first set screw is returned. Second set screw follows right after. In order to retain everything, we're going to go ahead and take that charging handle. We're going to replace it in the bolt. And then we're going to go ahead and take this lower receiver and we're going to pin it back into place. All right, once those have been returned, I'm going to invert this weapon again. And, 1 second. We have to recharge this weapon. Like that. Recharge this weapon. Return the slide extension. Return the gas piston. Return the gas block. Return the 2 gas rings. Return the gas block retaining nut. The handguard. And the barrel shroud to hold the whole thing together. Now that we have rebuilt this weapon, I'm going to go ahead and conduct one more functions check just to make sure everything is right back in its working place. So, weapon charged to the rear, allowed to slide forward, weapon placed on fire, trigger depressed, weapon charged, trigger slowly released. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.